Ed Ferree outside from Lake Milton, Ohio. In the W2, Mike Westfall inside the second row in the 1K. The driver is Jim Kudis from North Versailles in the 1K. Jim Kudis outside the second row in the SB Machine Equipment Service number 34 from Allison Park. Bobby Burgess inside row number 3 in the Auction Barn 09 from the North Hills. Nick Jones in the D&C Automotive H.E. Oman Concrete Contractors D11 from Evans City. John Flinner. Row number 4 on the inside in the Johns Towing Jules Machine 48 from Carnegie. Johnny Johnson, the driver, to his outside from Hopedale, Ohio. In the Liggett Trucking 2L, Mike Liggett. And starting last in the Phil Lucon Reb Fab, Burgettstown Auto Parts number 84 from Fairmont, West Virginia. The driver, Steve Baker. Steve Baker, 10-lap qualifying heat for the Wolf's Head late models. Ed Ferree, Mike Westfall, your front row. Ferree in the 4, Westfall in the W2. Ferree likes to bring them off at a slow pace. Here they come off the 4th turn. Greg Wheeling with the green flag in the sky, and he'll drop it. The green is out. He takes off with a big lead into turn 1. On the outside, John Flinner moving quickly off the second turn down the back straightaway. He's into second. Kudis in the 1K trying to move to the outside around the 2 of Mike Westfall for third. As they scatter through turns 3 and 4. Westfall off the pace in the W2. And Johnny Johnson able to get by on the inside in car 48. Mike Westfall slows down in car W2. Your leader is the 4 of Ed Ferree. The D11 of John Flinner second. Running third now, car 84, Steve Baker, who started last, challenging the 1K of Jim Kudis as they exit turn number 4. Baker moves to third, Kudis is fourth, Burgess runs fifth in car 34. Johnson in the 48 is sixth. Down the back straightaway, John Flinner closing in on Ed Ferree in turn 3. Ferree in the 4, Flinner in the 11, wheel to wheel through 3 and 4. Ferree holds him off of turn 4, completing lap 3. John Flinner second, car 84, Steve Baker still third. The 1K of Jim Kudis fourth, 48 Johnny Johnson now fifth. Bob Burgess drops to 6 in the 34, then it's Nick Jones in the 09. Another car slowing down the 2L of Mike Liggett. Liggett in the 2L also into the pits. 2 cars have dropped out. The W2 Mike Westfall, the 2L Mike Liggett. Ed Ferree still leading. John Flinner applying the pressure. Halfway, 5 laps to go. 5 down, 5 to go. Steve Baker running third in car 84. The 1K of Jim Kudis is fourth. Johnny Johnson in the 48 still fifth. Burgess in the 34 sixth. Jones in the 09 runs seventh. 4 laps to go. 4 laps remaining. Still Ed Ferree taking the white flag, 1 lap remaining. Steve Baker running a strong third in the 84. Johnny Johnson 48-4. Jim Kudis in the 1K fifth. The Franklin Racing Supply, cars in credit 4, took the lead from the start. Withstood the pressures of John Flinner. Your Wolf's Head late model heat race to Ed Ferree. Flinner finishes second. Baker in the 84 third. 48 fourth, the 1K of Jim Kudis fifth, Bobby Burgess in the 34 sixth, and Nick Jones in the 09 will round out those who finish. Ignition car 5 has scratched. Back loose in the grandstands, taken in the Wolf's Lake Model qualifying heats. Regular driver car number 5 apparently out for the evening. Enjoying a cold one. All right, off a turn 4. The green is out. Turn 1. Ben Velich the lead in car 48-33. Bob Mosky rockets to second. Kip Moore the 00 third. And their double foul after that. Coming off of turn 4. It's still Velich. Here comes Mosky on the outside. Down the front straightaway into turn 1. Ben Velich in the 48. Bob Mosky in car 33. Off at 2. It's Mosky with the lead. Velich second. Kip Moore running third. Wilson in the 8, still 4th. Miley in the 99. Johnson in the 2, racing for that 5th spot. Johnson will take over 4th. Kip Moore now to second in the 00. The Georgetown General on the charge down the back chute. To Mike Johnson 4th. Ben Miley 5th. Then it's Dennis Curry, Craig Wilson, Mark Petruzzi, Lynn Geisler still back in the pack in the number 1 Concord 1C. Mosky second, Velich third, Johnson 4th, Miley 5th. And it's Dennis Curry, Craig Wilson, and Lynn Geisler, Mark Petruzzi, and then Mike Dark. 6 laps to go, 6 to go. Dan Miley in car 99 and Mike Johnson in the 2 both get around the 48 of Ben Velich. Velich dropping to 5th. Johnson 3rd, Miley 4th, Mosky in the 33 still 2nd, and they're all chasing the 00 Kip Moore. Mike Dark slowing down in car 62. Dark in car 62 slows down. The race for second is a good one off of turn 4. Bob Mosky, Ben Miley, and Mike Johnson with 4 laps to go. Mosky still second. Miley in the 99 on the outside trying to take that spot away as the exit turn 2. Johnson 4th. Velich in the 48 runs 5th. Mike Dark in the pits in car 62. Miley and Komaski a little contact through 3 and 4 that time. 3 laps to go. 3 to go. Kip Moore, the Georgetown General, the Morris Trucking, Aries Unical 00 leads by a straightaway. Mosky still second, Miley third, a little contact again as the exit turn 4. Miley will get by on the outside. Here comes Mike Johnson trying to make it work on the inside in car 2. He won't make the pass. He still runs 4th. Ben Velich in the 48. On the outside of him, of course, one of Dennis Curry's. They race for 5th. Curry makes the pass. 1 lap to go. Moore your leader. Miley second. Mosky third. Johnson 4th. Curry is 5th. Velich and Geisler dead even for 6th. Off of turn 4, the Morris Trucking, Harry's Unical 00 checkered flag for Kip Moore. Second will be Ben Miley, 33, Bob Mosky third. The 2, Mike Johnson 4th, Dennis Curry in the course, 1 will get 5th. Express, 42 Ed Murphy from Coriopolis. From Pittsburgh in the 5Y, Kirk Young. Lisbon, Ohio to 31, Brad Westover. And from Bethel Park in car 64, Chuck Mowry. First of 3 heats for the York Heating and Air Conditioning Limited Late Models. Off of turn 4, the green is out. Reynolds 75 of Belminick Jr. takes off with the lead. Behind him in car 50, George Bland running second. 69, Danny Burns in third. Then Stan Caroline in the Fun 1, Ed Murphy in car 42. Still your leader. Single file, they run through turns 3 and 4. For second now. Danny Burns in car 69 moves up to the runner-up spot. George Bland in the 53rd. Then it's Dan Caroline Jr. in the Fun 1. Wayne Popham is fifth in car number 7, the Remax Real Estate number 7. Halfway, 5 laps to go. Pulling away into 75. Danny Burns in the 69, still second. The 50 of George Bland third. The Fun 1 of Stan Caroline fourth. Popham 7 still fifth, and a 31 of Brad Westover. The 42 of Eddie Murphy. The 5 of Kirk Young, and the 64X of Chuck Bowery. Remaining, the white of the checkered zone, 2 laps to go. Belminick Jr. takes the white flag. The Gary's Car and Truck Reynolds 75 in turns 1 and 2. Way out in front, Danny Burns in the 69 by himself in second. George Bland still third. Caroline fourth. Popham fifth. Westover and Murphy running all together. Through 3 and 4, your York Heating and Air Conditioning limited late model opening heat race to the 75 of Belminick Jr. Second will be the 69 of Danny Burns. 50, George Bland third. The Fun 1 of Stan Caroline fourth. Wayne Popham completed the top 5 into number 7. The Jukes Body Shop, Cox Machine 10, Larry Kugel. From Toronto, Ohio in the 44, that's Jim Paul. In the Buds Place 6 from Midway, Jim Lapro. Jim Lapro in the Buds Place 6 out of Midway. Doug Clausen in car 40 from Washington, Pennsylvania. Doug Clausen in the 40 from Washington. Out with a new car and a new color tonight, white 9C. That is Doug Crawford. Doug Crawford, the 9C from Castle Shannon. The Crawford's Refrigeration. Fatheads, 9C. In the L. Thomas Body Shop. J. Allen Steel, 99C on a big winner this year. Ricky Thomas from Carnegie. Into Gasparovich Plumbing and Heating number 5. That's Rich Gasparovich out of Kennedy Township. Moving up into position in the Country Covered Crafts 29 from Bloomingdale, Ohio, Rick Armstrong. Good to see Rick back tonight. And in car number 22, Denny Prusi from Charleroi. Denny Prusi from Charleroi will start tailing the field. Well, we don't have the front row together here. Will not be a green. Larry Kugel in car 10. And Jim Paul in the 44 were to bring the field around, but Larry got going a little early that time between turns 3 and 4. This time as the green waves, it's Jim Paul in car 44 taking the lead. Larry Kugel in the 10 runs second. Jim Lapro in car 6 third. Is for third, Jim Lapro in the 6th, Ricky Thomas in the 99, and Doug Crawford in the 9C as they come off the turn 4 down the front straightaway. Jim Paul from Toronto, Ohio leads the pack into turn 3. Side by side for third now. Thomas in the 99, Lapro in the 6th, right behind them the 9C of Doug Crawford. Thomas in the 99 now into third, at least trying to make the pass stick as Lapro battles back in the 6th, but he won't get back around Ricky. Not now anyway, 4 laps down, 6 to go. Jim Paul leading in car 44, Larry Kugel in the 10 second, Ricky Thomas in the 99 third, 6 Jim Lapro 4th, 9C Doug Crawford in 5th. Then it's the 5 of Rich Gasparovich, the 29 of Rick Armstrong, that's 40 of Doug Clausen, the 22 Denny Prusi. The halfway point, 5 laps to go. 5 laps down, 5 laps remaining. Time still Jim Paul your leader. The race for second tightening up. Thomas the 99 works the inside of Larry Kugel in car 10. Car spinning. Doug Crawford of the 9C spins around in turn 4. The yellow is out. The yellow flag for the 9C of Doug Crawford, who was running in the 5th spot. Laps remaining in this second qualifying heat for the York Heating and Air Conditioning Limited Late Models on Children's Hospital Night. Off a turn 4, the green is back out. Ricky Thomas blasts from inside the second row into second. Kugel in the 10 now third. 6 Jim Lapro still 4th. Rick Armstrong has taken over 5th in car 29. Doug Crawford's back on the charge. The 9C was running 5th when he spun. Now he's trying to get back into the top 5 as Thomas works underneath Jim Paul for the lead. 2 laps to go into turn 1. Ricky Thomas on the inside in car 99. That CJ Rayburn chassis always seems to be able to hook up wherever he needs, inside or out. Jim Paul still your leader in the 44. Thomas in the 99 second. Paul pushes a little high coming off of 4. Thomas underneath the right grinder. Didn't even go into 1. Jim Paul and Ricky Thomas wheel to wheel for the lead off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Thomas kicks it in to gear, and there he goes. GMC will complete your top 5. Good battle there for the York Heating and Air Conditioning Limited Late Models. Thomas wins. Paul Seck will tonight is Sammy Stow from Dunleavy. From North Lima, Ohio, in the 4W, Wayne Gaither. From West Homestead in the 42D, Nick Dobnak. In the Crown Buick GMC 3 from Pittsburgh, Rich Curry. In car number 83, that is Mike Morgan. The Morgan Equipment and Service 83, Mike Morgan from Heidelberg. And the Drew's Auto Service, Colonial Gallery, Furniture 64 of Andy Catellus from Finleyville. Car Winston Cup Racing, Jeff Gordon. And the man who was trying to beat him today, Ernie Irvin, will be here Wednesday, August the 24th. Sherlock in the 21 with the lead at the start, but there goes Charlie Jasinski in the 11A, challenging on the inside down the back straightaway and done in the 14. Look out, and close to the wall there for a moment. 80 in the 04 works the inside. They're stacked up as they exit turn number 4. Sherlock in the 21, then the 11A of Charlie Jasinski, the 14 of Ed Dunn, the 04 John Beatty, down the 26, and Curry into 3. Your leader. Charlie Jasinski still second, Ed Dunn in third. John Beatty in the 04, Sands down to 26, racing for that 4th spot. Rich Curry into 3, running right behind him. Curry now on the outside of Stow, trying to break into the top 5 down the back straightaway. Rich Curry in the Crown Buick GMC 3 into the top 5. Still leads. Jasinski in the 11th second, Dunn in the 14th third, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Crowded racing. John Beatty in the 04, Sam Stow in the 26, Rich Curry in the 3, and also Andy Catellus in the 64, getting in on the battle too. At the halfway point, 5 laps to go, and we got a new leader. The Polish Prince, Charlie Jasinski, takes the lead in 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Sherlock looked for a moment like he was going to try the outside, but there wasn't enough room. He'll be back in second if he can hold on. Here comes the 14 of Ed Dunn off the low side of turn 4. Dunn in the 14 moves to second. Sherlock in the 21 finds himself third. Now it's Beatty and Curry wheel to wheel for 4th. Curry on the inside in car 3. Beatty with the momentum on the outside. The 04 will hold the 4th spot through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Curry again tries to draw alongside. Here comes Catellus in the 64 alongside of Stow in the 26. Good racing battle. They try to make it 3 wide off of turn 4. 3 laps to go. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. He could cover them with a blanket. Look at Andy Catellus sticking in on the bottom in car 64. The York Limited Late Model rookie on the charge. Gets alongside the 04 John Beatty. Catellus hard into the turn. Beatty into the back, or Curry into the back of Beatty. Curry goes spinning. Yellow is out. Yellow is our 4th annual Super Kart Cruise and Gong Show. Off of turn 4, green is out. Charlie Jasinski, your leader. Andy Catellus in the 64 into that 2nd spot. Dunn in the 14 is 3rd. Sherlock in the 21, 4th. Stow the 26. Beatty in the 04 racing for 5th. And we've got Wayne Gaither in the 4W spinning in turn 3. Completing lap 8, 2 to go. Wayne Gaither stopped in turn 3. The yellow is out. Yellow is out for the 4W of Wayne Gaither. Look out, fellas. Slow down. Slow down. problem is the way the sun is setting. It looks like the sun may be hitting the traffic light in turn 3 down. They're on sale. 2 laps to the finish. Charlie Jasinski in the 11A brings them up to speed off of turn 4. Catellus in the 64 running second. And up the 14, Matt Sherlock in the 21 racing for third. Down the 26 is fifth, and it's Curry in the 3 who's moved back to sixth after that earlier spin. John Beatty looks like he's having some problems in the Brighton Heights Automotive. McCandless Auto Parts 04. He was up near the front earlier. White flag waving, 1 lap to go, 1 to go. Down the back straightaway, Jasinski leads by a car length over the 64 of Andy Catellus. Andy going into the turn too hard, and he'll steer out of it without losing the handle. Could have been big time trouble. He'll lose 1 spot. He's back to third. And the checkered flag is out, and the win goes to Charlie Jasinski. Matchup in the number 16, the City Coin, H&M Racing 16, Darren Miller from Hookstown. Don Plants in car 02 from Georgetown, and Route 88 Auto Parts 88 from Bethel Park is Dave Sheriff. Spectator Stock Heats will be up next. Off the 4th turn, looking for the green. No go, says starter Greg Wheeling. I think somebody back in the pack-aways got a little anxious. Hold on, fellas. The yellow is out. The yellow is out. Here we go. Kurt Abadell in the 75, 37, Bernie Patanowick, your front row. Green flies as they exit turn number 4. Abadell with the lead, Patanowick in the 37 running second, 84 Jim Petrill third, 61 Mark Obrzezinski fourth, Fred Varney in the 43 moves to fifth. Your leader, Patanowick in a 37 second, Jim Petrill's 84 third. 61 Mark Obrzezinski in fourth, racing for fifth, the 43 of Fred Varney, the 11 of Dale Charlier. Charlier to the inside of the racetrack, takes over the 5th spot. Jim Petrill in the 84, the 61 of Mark Obrzezinski, the 11 of Dale Charlier. They're in turns 3 and 4. Kurt Abadell pulls away in the 75, 37. Bernie Patanowick by himself in second. Jimmy Plans now in car 40, moves to 6th, coming down the front straightaway. Two cars together, Jim Petrill in the 84, the 11 of Dale Charlier. There's hard contact. Petrill in the 84 and the 02 of Don Plants. The 2 that stopped. Petrill was sitting at the halfway point, 4 laps to go. Abadell brings it back to speed. The green is out. Jimmy Plants in the 40. Moves into second. Fred Varney in the 43 third. Dave McManus in the 17 dives to the inside of the Speedway. He's running in the 4th spot. Maybe not for long. Here comes Mark Moats on the outside of the 71, and they're 3 wide behind him. Things are crowded there in the middle of the pack. 3 laps to go. Second, Varney third, Boats fourth, Darren Miller to 16, running fifth. The Kodak Gold Pearls Cafe 75 leads them off at turn 4 for the white flag. Spinning the 71 of Mark Boats spins on the final lap. Checkered flag is out for Kurt Abadell. Jimmy Plants will take second. Fred Varney third. Darren Miller 16 fourth, and the 17 of Dave McManus, will finish the top 5. 17, Dave McManus completing the top 5. Abadell the 75 your winner. Plants in the 42nd. Varney the 4th. In the Damage Incorporated 63 from Imperial, Dave Beck. And in the Easel Plumbing 38 from Pittsburgh, Jim Steffens. First heat for the Spectator stocks on Children's Hospital tonight here at Dirt's Monster Half Mile. Green is out. Turn 4. Jim Zarin leads in the 1C. 93X Rick Walker second. 55 Wee Willie White third. The 12. Russ Matika running 4th. 20 Dave Cook in 5th. Jim Zarin still your leader. Rick Walker applying the pressure. Cochran 1C. Rick Walker right with him as they exit turn 4. Wee Willie White's 55 third. Russ Batik in the 17M fourth. Running fifth still the 20 of Dave Cook. Halfway. 4 laps to go, 4 laps remaining. Got Zarin leading Walker by a couple of car lengths out in front. The race for third now. Batik in the 17M on the inside of Wee Willie White's 55. And then back behind them, you got Jim Steffens in the 38 trying to pass the 20 of Dave Cook. Matika and White continue that battle for third. Russ Matika makes the pass in turn 1. Wee Willie White not going to let him get away easily. Down the back straightaway, Rick Walker with a problem. He loses the right rear wheel. Walker has lost the right rear wheel. It follows him into turn 3. The yellow is out. Yellow on the Speedway. Rick Walker minus the right rear wheel. Rick's having his share of problems here in the second half of the season. He's running second in the points, but losing ground. The points leader, Jeff Bronaszewski. Means Ed Free and Kit Moore will be on the front row. York Liberty Lights will invert 6th. Green is out. Down the front straightaway, Russ Matik on the outside takes the lead as they head into turn 1. Remember, in the heat race, the leader doesn't have the option of starting inside or outside. He must start on the inside of the front row, but in the feature, he'll have that option of taking the outside line if he chooses. Two to go. Roberts roadside in, Valvoline 17. We've got a car spinning in turn 2. Russ Matika leading. Dave Cook spins, gets it turned back around. The green stays out. White flag for your leader. 1 lap to go. 8-lap qualifying heat for the Spectator stocks. Roadside in, Valvoline 17 leads the number 1 Cochran 1C of Jim Zarin. Zarin's got her sideways for a moment there. It'll be Russ Matika from Monaca, the winner. Zarin second, Wee Willie White third. The 38 of Jim Steffens fourth. Dave Becker, the 63. Complete your top 5. Shadowski from Lawrence in the 57. 16, John Ponigvar will line up outside of row number 3. Then the 10 of Jeff Bronaszewski and the 18 of Don Briggs. Also joining the field, Len Dobraszewski in car 25, who just arrived at Bob Heim. The Napa Auto Parts 57 of Stush Shadowski. The Peters Township Auto Supply 16 of John Ponigvar. The number 10, the Tomize Towing, Foster Construction 10 of points leader Jeff Bronaszewski. Don Briggs from Burgettstown out for the first time this year. And Len Dobraszewski. And the Pizza Works 25 from Kennedy Township. Off at turn 4, the green is out. Lorraine, 11, your leader. He'll take it to the high side of turn number 4. Bob Hines, 92 second. Bob Damron, the DPC Motors 12 in third. Then it's John Ponigvar in the 16. Jeff Bronaszewski in the 10. All together as they exit turn 2. Sadowski in the 57. Dave Slade in the B4 and Len Dobraszewski in the 25. Bring up the tail of the field. All with the 18 of Don Briggs, who's about to be lapped here on his second lap. Even Steven for the lead. Bob Heim in the 92. Pete Laurie in car 11 as they enter turn number 1. Bob Heim on the outside of the 92 will use his momentum to take the lead. Jeff Bronaszewski coming through on the inside of the 10. He's up to third. Stush Shadowski squeezing through on the outside in car 57 into 4th. Stush has got the hammer down on the high side of Dirt's Monster half mile. Being black flagged just a little too slow for safety conditions at car 18. He'll have to go into the pit area. Side by side for second now. Bronaszewski in the 10 and Pete Laurie in car number 11. Sadowski in the 57 is 4th. John Ponigvar 16 into the 5th spot. Then it's Bob Damron in the 12. Pete Laurie in the 11 trying to stay alongside the 10 of Jeff Bronaszewski. We can't do it. Bronaszewski now second with Laurie behind him in third in the 11. Sadowski continues to ride the rim in the 57. Past the halfway point, 3 laps to go. For the lead, Bob Heim in the 92 trying to hold off that that 10 car to Jeff Broniszewski, number 10. Broniszewski, your points leader, puts his nose into the lead in turns 1 and 2 on the low side, looking to make that car stick and then accelerate off the corners. Side by side for third, 2. Pete Loring, 11. Stashadowski to 57. White flag. Tomi's Towing. Foster Construction, 10 of Jeff Broniszewski. Bob Heim, the 92 second. The Auto Trader. Fantasy Show Bar 11 of Pete Loring, trying to hold off the Napa Auto Parts 57 of Stashadowski for third. John Funnycar 16 in fifth. Checkered flag is out. Taking the win will be Jeff Broniszewski from Coriopolis. Bob Heim second. Stashadowski to 57, getting third on the final lap. The 11 of Pete Loring to fourth. John Funnycar to 16, completing your top 5. 67X, Ralph Hysong Jr. in the 09 out of Aliquippa, and Tony Shevchak in the 7Z from Pittsburgh. Off the fourth turn, green is out. The back straightaway, Ronald Patchen into 51, and Danny Rich in the 67X racing hard for the lead in 3 and 4. Patchen's 51 off the fourth turn, your leader. Rich in the 67X second, the Buckshots Cafe 67X. Dave Fullman, the 00 running third, the Bolger Bandit, Tom Pascutis in car 3 up to fourth. Here comes Danny Rich in the 67X trying to take that lead from Ronald Patchen. Not going to do it on the back straightaway. Rich on his bumper, Fulmer's 00 third, side by side for fourth, the 3 of Tom Pascutis, the 09 of Ralph Hysong Jr. They're both going to squeeze by Dave Fulmer's 00 turn 3. Try to anyway. Fulmer on the outside, not going to try and let him get away with that. They'll make the pass. 51 Ronald Patchen, 67X Danny Rich, 09 Ralph Hysong Jr., 3 Tom Pascutis. That is the 00 Dave Fulmer. The fun one of Mark Schickel. He too able to get by Fulmer on the back straightaway, entering turn 3. Fulmer gets back by Schickel, turns 3 and 4, able to run the low side. Halfway we are, 4 laps to go, 4 laps remaining. Wolf's late model feature will be up next. Ronald Patchen now has opened up a little bit of a lead in car 51. 67X Danny Rich still second. 09 Ralph Hysong Jr. third. The 3 of Tom Pascutis fourth. Mark Schickel in the fun one is fifth. Car spinning. Tony Shevchak in the 7Z. He stops in turn 4. He'll turn it back around. He'll turn it back around. The green stays out. 2 to go for your leader, the Sunrise Motors. Line Pine Corvettes. Bill Gray Buick GMC 51 of Ronald Patchen shows the way. Danny Rich of the 67X still second. Ralph Hysong Jr.'s 09 third. The 3 of Tom Pascutis fourth. Mark Schickel in the fun one fifth. White flag this time. 1 more lap to go. Turn number 4 for the final time. Your final qualifying heat for the Spectator Stocks to Ronald Patchen. 67X Danny Rich second. 09 Ralph Hysong Jr. in third. 3 Tom Pascutis fourth. And the race for fifth will go to the 00 of Dave Fulmer. Fulmer's double zero edging the front one of Mark Schickel for the 5th and final qualifying heat. All righty, the series Calusi Chevrolet 99 from Venetia, Ben Miley. Your 5th starter, the Phil Lucon Rev Fab. 84 from Fairmont, West Virginia, Steve Baker from St. Clairsville. Ohio in car 33, Bob Bosky. In the Johns Towing Jules Machine 48 from Carnegie, Johnny Johnson. The Imperial Hoist Chem Oil, Tony Del Amico 2 of Mike Johnson. Moving up into position in the 1K from North Versailles, Jim Kudis. In the Coors 1 from Pittsburgh, Dennis Curry. In the SB Machine Equipment Service 34 from Allison Park, Bobby Burgess. Your winner last week, starting 12th, the number 1 Concord Automotive 1C of Lynn Geisler. Then it's the Auction Barn 09 of Dick Jones. The Belichick Excavating 48 of Ben Bellich. The Liggett Trucking 2L of Mike Liggett. The Wilson Performance 8 of Craig Wilson. In the West Coast. The North Coast, W2, Mike Westfall from Lake Milton, Ohio. The Medical Center Brace Service 5 of Mark Petrucci from McKees Rocks. And from Conneaut Lake, Pennsylvania to 62, Mike Dark. 25 laps for the Wolf's Head late models. Ed Free in car 4. Kip Moore in the double zero will bring the field up to speed as the exit turn number 4. Last week, Ed Free started on the pole in car 4, led 17 laps before Lynn Geisler made his winning pass. Free on the pole again tonight by the luck of the draw. Here they come off of turn 4 on the gas, and the green is out. Grabs the lead. Moore the double zero, second. Flitter third. Miley runs fourth down the back straightaway. Baker in the 84 is fifth. Through 3 and 4, still Freer leader. Moore second. Flitter third. Miley on his outside in fourth. Baker in the 84 still fifth. Get the first lap in the books. Bob Bosky running sixth. Then it's Lynn Geisler seventh. Mike Johnson eighth. Johnny Johnson 9th, Dennis Curry 10th early on here. Still Ferrari leading. Moore, Flitter, Miley, Baker, and Geisler is now up to 6th in 2 laps. Bosky running 7th. John Flitter, the B11, starting to apply a little pressure to Kip Moore's double zero in the race for second. Pitting in car 62. Murray continues to lead. Moore still second, Flitter third. Miley fourth, Baker fifth, Geisler sixth. Curry is now seventh. Johnny Johnson eighth. Mike Johnson in the 2-9. Bob Bosky's 33 runs 10th. 4 laps down. The back straightaway is the 4. The Franklin Racing Supply cars and credit 4 of Ed Ferree showing the way. Still second, Flitter third. Miley fourth, Baker fifth, Geisler sixth. They run single file. Curry seventh, Johnny Johnson eighth, Mike Johnson's 2-9, Big Jones 10th down the Ocean Barn 09. Baker in the 84 up a little high off of turn 4 that lap. Geisler in the 1C for a minute. Looked like he would try to go underneath it, but can't make it work. Off of 2 now. Baker again goes high. Geisler in the number 1C alongside of Baker for fifth as they run into turn 3, wheel to wheel. Ed Ferree about to enter some slower traffic here. The 1K of Jim Kudis in his path. Ferree will motor by on the outside as they exit turn 2. Kip Moore still second, the same way they started. Flitter in the 11th, third. Miley in the 99, fourth. Baker's 84, fifth. Those were your top 5 cars at the start. The man on the move has been Lynn Geisler. He's 6th. After Flitter breaks, John Flitter off the pace third spot in the D11. He has been the hard charger to this point, starting 12th. Faree's back on the gas. The green is out. Here they come through 3 and 4. The Georgetown General cranks it up on the outside. The 0-0 trying to make a run at Faree, but it'll be Faree leader again into turn 1. They've on the outside of Ben Miley for third now. Car spinning at turn 4. Craig Wilson in car 8, so we'll have to do it all over again. Craig Wilson in car 8 spinning here on the restart. Faree goes. Dan Miley trying to get second from Kip Moore on the restart. Here they come off of turn 4. Moore up high, stands on the gas. Curry, Geisler, Miley, and Baker all together. Steve Baker up to third. Miley fourth, and Dennis Curry moves to fifth. Off of turn 4, it's still Faree leader. Moore second, Baker third, Miley and Curry running hard for fourth as they enter turn 1. Geisler now 6, Johnny Johnson 7th, the 2 of Mike Johnson is 8. Mike Johnson in the 2 underneath his Uncle John as they race for that 7th spot into turn 3. Side, but coming off a 2 on the outside. Look at Curry back by Geisler trying to get Miley into 3. Miley, Geisler, Curry, Johnny Johnson running together. Geisler will get by Curry and Miley move into 4th. Miley back under Geisler going into 1. Geisler will hold him off. Miley now 5th. Johnny Johnson's up to 6th. The 2 of Mike Johnson is 7th. Curry's back to 8th. Nick Jones in the 09 9th. Flitter's up to 10th now in the D11. At the halfway point, 13 down, 12 to go. Johnny Johnson is moving into the top 5 in car 48. Miley 99 now 6th. Three-year leader by almost a full straightaway. 0-0 Kip Moore in second. The 84 Steve Baker third. The 1 seed Lynn Geisler fourth. Johnny Johnson in the 48 is fifth. 10 laps remaining. 10 to go. Racing Supply Cars and Credit, WRC chassis number 4. Leads them off of turn 4. Kip Moore still second, Steve Baker third, Lynn Geisler fourth, and Johnny Johnson fifth, Ben Riley sixth, Mike Johnson seventh, Dennis Curry 8th, Nick Jones 9th, and John Fuller runs 10th. Jim Prudis in the pits again in car 1K. 8 laps to go. Bobby Burgess also in the pits in car 34. Lynn Geisler on the inside of the 1 seed. Challenging Steve Baker's 84, and we've got a car into the wall. 2 cars together. The D11 of John Flinner and Nick Jones in the 09. They're busted up bad in turns 3 and 4. Nick Jones driving his car away from the accident scene. Mike Liggett is also pitted in car 2L. Several cars in the pits. Craig Wilson, 09 Nick Jones, and 48 Ben Bellich. Free is on the gas. Moore follows him as they're into turn 4. Moore on the outside, coming off of 4 down the front straightaway. It's still Free. On the outside. Tries to go around Baker with Johnson underneath Baker. Oh, car turns right. It's Kip Moore in the 0-0, turning right in front of 3 cars. Slides into the wall in turn 2. And the yellow is out. Box that makes the highest donation, which will go to Children's Hospital. It's Children's Hospital night. We'll get the tickets. Into 4. It's Free, Baker, and Geisler as they exit. Coming down the front straightaway. Johnson runs 4th, trying to squeeze through on the outside. It's showtime. We've got 8 laps to go. Free with Baker running them down the back straightaway. Baker goes in on the top. Free's in the middle. Geisler running a strong 3rd. Here they come off of turn 4. It's still Free, Baker, Geisler, Johnson, and Miley. Baker high into turn 1. Geisler tries to move underneath them off of 2 down the back straightaway. It's still Baker in 2nd, right up against the wall. The West Virginia Rim Rider. Coming off of turn 4. Baker up high again. Geisler tries to come underneath. 6 laps to go. Contact in 1 and 2. Baker holds him off another time. While that's going on, Free has opened up some daylight in car 4. 5 laps to go. 5 to go. Free leading 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, closing up. Steve Baker, Lynn Geisler, and Johnny Johnson. Dan Miley runs 5th. Dennis Curry is 6th. Mike Johnson 7th. Mike Westfall 8th. Mark Petrucci 9th, and Nick Jones is 10th. 4 laps to go. Geisler again trying to work underneath Baker going into turn 1. We'll go back to the top road. Dive down low coming out of 2, trying to make up some ground on the 84. Baker's car seems to get loose in turn 4. Johnny Johnson now alongside of Geisler for 3rd in turn 4. 3 laps remaining. Geisler, who started 12th, runs 3rd. Johnny Johnson 4th, Ben Miley 5th, one more time. Baker and Geisler close in a little bit here on that last lap. Free still leading by 3 or 4 car lengths as they exit turn 2. His car really working off the middle of the racetrack, coming off the corners. Checkered flag waving this time by. Baker and Geisler mounting a charge with the win for the 2nd time this year. We'll go to Ed Free. Baker 2nd, Geisler 3rd, Johnson 4th, Miley 5th. 6th to Dennis Curry. Mike Johnson 7th, Mark Petrucci 8th, Mike Westfall 9th, and Nick Jones 10th. He will head to the weigh-in center to make it all official. Happy crew members greet him on the front straightaway. The Franklin Racing Supply. Cars in credit number 4. That's a WRC chassis. It's been about a month now that Ed's been running it, getting the bugs sorted out, and he definitely had them worked out tonight. There he climbs out. Put your hands together. Your Wolf's Late Model Feature winner for the 2nd time this year, Ed Free. Up a case of oil, a Wolf's Head oil from Monarch Oil, Western PA's largest distributor of Wolf's Head.
Now, as soon as we get a minute here, we're going to have Ed pull a winning number for $332.50 from the 50-50 raffle. First, nice to see you.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
First thing we need you to do is pull out a lucky ticket here for one of the fans.
Okay, I already drew one out of the box.
That's for in the infield.
Oh, okay.
615-201 for $332.50. 615-201.
615-201. If you have that number, get out of the Speedway office. 615-201. That's worth $332.50.
Back this way. You know, we came over to the car to have somebody pull a pill, and you were a little apprehensive. Your son pulled a good one.
Yeah, he sure did. The last 4 or 5 times he's pulled 3, 4, 2. Tonight he pulled 1, and then he pulled straight up after we won the heat race. So, I mean, can't ask for any more than that. Of course, he kind of enjoys it now. He gets to drive the car back to the pits.
Your second win here this year, your 9 total wins since you started racing here, and you managed to fit this in with a very busy schedule. Let's talk about tonight's race first. Some of your thoughts on the race and the track.
Well, I'll tell you, you don't like to ever count anything before it happens, but I was sitting there thinking, you know, the last time I won, I started on a pole. Last week I started second, I finished second. Here tonight I started on a pole again. I think this is the next time I started here I win again. And I mean, there's a lot of great drivers out there and behind me, and I mean, any of them can win at any time, and starting on the pole, I mean, it sure makes it a lot easier because it's tough, a lot tougher to pass somebody even if you're a little slower than they are.
Did you feel any pressure from either Baker or Geisler? They were both back there.
Well, no, not really. I knew Kippy was on the outside of me there a couple times, and I didn't know who drove in there, but we got together a little bit down there in 1 and 2. But other than that, except for the restarts, I didn't know anybody was there.
You're one of the few guys running the WRC here. Apparently it's working pretty good for you.
Well, yeah, the first 3 nights or so we were out, didn't work very well at all, and we ended up changing the setup completely around, and it sure seems to be working good now. We made a couple small changes from last week. I don't think we're any better. I think it's just a starting position.
Well, congratulations. We got to get out of here. They're going to run us over.
Well, thanks. I need to thank Franklin because we got a Franklin rear and a Gleason in there. Art Smiley up there in the scorer's stand. He said, make sure we thank everybody. So there you go, Art.
Here we go with the York Heating and Air Conditioning Limited Late Models in their feature event. On the pole is Matt Sherlock in the 21. Starting second, the 44 of Jim Paul. Complete restart, 20-lap feature event. Off of turn 4, Jim Paul takes it down the front straightaway into turn 1 Ricky Thomas in the 99C second, 21 Matt Sherlock in third, 69 Danny Burns, 475 Mel Minnick Jr. running fifth, and the 6th of Jim Lapro running in the 6th spot. Andy Catellus moves to 7th in the 64 as we complete lap 1. Well, this could be a replay of our one heat race when Jim Paul running most of the way before Ricky Thomas got by. Thomas again applying the pressure early on here as they enter turn 3. Jim Paul from Toronto, Ohio in the 44 leads the L. Thomas Body Shop 99C of Ricky Thomas. Race for third, a good one. Matt Sherlock in the 21, Danny Burns in the 69. 3 and 4 that time, and Thomas is coming on the inside as they head into turn 1. Ricky Thomas in car 99 on the low side of the Speedway. Alongside of Jim Paul down the back straightaway into turn 3. Still even up through 3 and 4. They're rattling around a bit there. Coming off of turn 4, Thomas on the inside will make the pass. Ricky Thomas with the lead as they complete lap 4. Jim Paul second now. Matt Sherlock in the 21 third. 69 Danny Burns 4. Jim Lee going to the top 5 in car 6. Andy Gonzalez in the 64. Running 6th. 75 at Dominic Jr. 7. 8 belongs to the 50 of George Bland. And down to the 14-9, Larry Kubo in car 10, running 10. They're 3 wide for 8th, 9th, and 10th. Down to the 14, Kubo to 10, and Bland in the 50, that time off of turn 2. Thomas pulling away a bit with 5 laps down. Good racing behind those front two. Thomas 99 and Paul the 44, but back there behind him. Matt Sherlock in the 21, Dan Burns in the 69, Jim Lee Pro in the 6, Andy Gonzalez in the 64, and Mel Winnie Jr. in the 75. All a heck of a battle. That race for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th continues to be a good one. They're in turn 3 now. Burns in the 69, Sherlock in the 21. Lee Pro in the 6, Gonzalez in the 64, and Minnick in the 75. Ricky Thomas working slower traffic through turns 3 and 4. The L. Thomas Body Shop, J. Allen Steel 99T down the middle of the front straightaway. 2 cars, a lap down. Kenny Burns in the 69 now is taking over 3rd. Matt Sherlock's 21 4th, and Jim Lee Pro in the 6, and Andy Gonzalez in the 64 behind Sherlock. Side by side for 5th. Lee Pro in the 6 on the inside, trying to pass Matt Sherlock. 4-spot yellow is out. We got cars together in turn 3. George Bland in car 50, spinning in turn 3 to bring out the caution. 42 D. Nick front row. 44 Jim Paul to his outside. Restart Rick. Holds them in. Oh, we got a major mess behind him. The yellow will come out. The yellow will come out. It wasn't the leaders that had the problem. It was back in the middle of the pack. They were 3 and 4 wide. Now remember, Ricky Thomas can start. No go again, because that time Jim Paul in the 44 jumped ahead of the 99. Remember, it's Ricky Thomas's race to start. Hopefully 3rd time will be the charm. Here he goes off of turn 4. The green is out. Continues to lead. Paul runs 2nd. Sherlock in the 21, 3rd as they enter turn 3. Danny Burns in the 69. Andy Gonzalez in the 64. Right together as they race for 4th. Coming down the front straightaway. race for third, 21 Matt Sherlock, 64 Andy Gonzalez. New York Limited Late Model rookie continues. Better and better. Goes in low on the bottom of the racetrack, and he'll try and make that pass for third. He'll slide up in front of Sherlock. Sherlock tries to get back underneath him into turn 3. 6 laps to go. Car turning sideways. Danny Burke to the 69 gets together with the 75 of Melvin Jr., who continues along. Yellow is out. On outside for the restart. On the gas, the green is out. 64 Andy Gonzalez slow on the start. Down the front straightaway. Gonzalez brakes on the start in car 64. Ricky Thomas, your leader. Gonzalez drops to the inside of the racetrack. Jim Paul, car 44 in second. 75, Melvin Jr. third now. Matt Sherlock's 21 fourth. Running fifth to 14 of Ed Dunn. On the inside of the 21 of Matt Sherlock, running for fourth. Thomas leading by almost a straightaway in the 99 seat. Ricky looking for his 8th win this season. Jim Paul, the 44, still second. 75, Melvin Jr. third. Sherlock in the 21 fourth. Dunn in the 14 is fifth. Behind him is the 3 of Rich Curry and the 11 of Charlie Jasinski. Wheel to wheel. Curry passes Jasinski and he gets a style, gets a piece of Jasinski, and Jasinski and Kugel end up spinning on the back straightaway. Yellow is out. Curry into 3 and Charlie Jasinski. Here we go back to green. Off of turn 4. Melvin Jr. to 75 moves back into third. 99 Ricky Thomas is your leader. 44 Jim Paul in second, bidding third. Sherlock in the 21 and Curry in 3 racing for fourth and fifth. They touch coming down the front straightaway and Minnick and Paul may also touch. Minnick takes second now. Some aggressive racing here in the York Limited Late Models. Caution is out. George Bland is sitting in turn 4. George Bland in car 50 stopped in turn 44. Jim Paul will line up inside, but he runs second. Back on the gas they come off of turn 4. then the yellow wave. The yellow came out after the 99 of Ricky Thomas. He's out of the car. Put your hands together for the 8th time this year. York Heating and Air Conditioning limited late model feature winner, Ricky Thomas. Well, Don, you know you've dominated the division when the photographers don't want to take any more pictures.
Apparently, they got so many pictures of you in Victory Lane, they figured they'll just use one of them.
Hey, we can do that.
8 wins, and I understand your grandpap wanted to come to the races tonight. He picked a good night.
Yeah, Pap hasn't been feeling too good lately. Finally get him out. I try to do the best we can every night, Don. I just want to say something. I got a special friend in the stands, Don, and I know he's a friend of yours.
Jason Ney, he's got one of your shirts on, roots for you every week.
Yeah, Jason's my buddy. I'd appreciate it if somebody give him a hand coming down. We've been friends. I met him last year at the corn roast. We've been buddies the whole time. Go ahead, Don.
Let's talk about the late model. You know, you have continued to impress people with the victories in the pure stock, the wins in the limited, but last week started dead last, finished 6th in the late model. I'll tell you what, you made a believer out of me.
I'll tell you what, Don, them late models, it's a totally different class of driving. These guys, them guys really know what they're doing. I tell you what, these guys out here really know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Tell Dad to leave the car there. We're going to get some pictures here. Okay. Jason, come on over on this side here. We're going to get some pictures. Over on the other side. Jason's the guy that usually beats me out of a meal every time we have the Pittsburgher. He's got a way of picking a winner all the time, and I always end up paying the bill. I want to talk to you for a minute. Jason, I was telling him, you always have a knack of picking a winner. When you got hooked up with this guy, you got a winner every week.
Well, yeah, so far, well, more or less.
I'm glad I don't bet on the dinners. I'd be in a poorhouse.
Well, yeah, I didn't know what was going to go on tonight because, I mean, you got so far up in the heat and then it just kind of like stayed there. Did you change anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that car was on the jack for a while, so I figured something was changed.
We were running out of motor then straight away.
Yeah, I said, I don't know what he changed in that car, but whatever he did, it worked.
Jason's doing the interview. I better be careful. I'm going to be retired more than once. Jason, you picked a good guy to hook up with. They're pretty nice. It's good to see you down here. I think it's safe to assume that we'll get this picture in one of these papers. Sales will go up.
Oh, I don't know about sales going up, but who knows? I don't know.
Congratulations to Ricky Thomas on another win.
All right, Don, congratulations to Rick. Folks from York. York Heating and Air Conditioning, sponsors of our limited late, the 37 of Bernie Pitsanowicz. Next row, the 71 of Mark Motes and the 11 of Dale Charlier. 17, Dave McManus, and the 16 of Darren Miller. 43, Fred Barney, and the 40 of Jimmy Plants. 75, Kurt Pitsanowicz. Here front row. Off the fourth turn, the green is out. Mark Mark Oberzinski went the drag race into turn 1 in the 61. Cars together. 17, Dave McManus breaks free. It's the 77 of Matt Smith, last week's feature winner, that's parked on the inside of the back straightaway. Got another car up against the wall in turn 4. He continues, but the yellow is out. Matt again, Mark Oberzinski taking the lead into turn 1 in the 61. 37, Bernie Pacanowick second. Down the back straightaway, Dale Charlier in car 11 challenging Pacanowick for that second spot. Darren Miller in the 16 is fourth. Charlier takes over second in car 11. Mark Oberzinski, your leader in the Pabst Blue Ribbon. GNS Motorsports 61. Charlier looking at the top of the racetrack in the 11. Now he'll maybe look like for a moment he's going to try and slingshot underneath, but can't do that. Yellow is out. Looks like we got debris on 71 Mark Moats, 43 Fred Varney, and the 17 of Dave McManus. Short the field considerably here tonight. Couple of cars out from the heats. A couple more here in the feature. Green waves another time. Mark Oberzinski takes off with the lead. Down the back straightaway, Kurt Haberdill on the 75, moving swiftly on the inside up into fourth. He can make it work there. Jimmy Plants in the 40 back around him on the outside as they exit turn 4. Mark Oberzinski still your leader. Bernie Pacanowick in the 37 second. Dale Charlier's 11 third. Side by side for fourth. 40 Jimmy Plants and 75 Kurt Haberdill. Had his nose into fourth, that time down the front straightaway. The 75 by Jimmy Plants back around him in turns 1 and 2. Mark Oberzinski, the Pabst Blue Ribbon 61, still your leader with the 37 of Bernie Pacanowick. Right behind him, and the 11 of Dale Charlier third. Jimmy Plants in the 40 is fourth this time. Haberdill in the 75 fifth. Darren Miller 16 sixth, and Fred Varney the 43. Dave McManus the 17, and Mark Moats in the 71. Mark Oberzinski still your leader with less than 10 laps to go. Everybody running single file on the top, your front four. The only car trying to work the inside is the 75 of Kurt Haberdill. Oberzinski leading, but they're right on his bumper. Charlier now will look to the inside of the 11. Pacanowick in the 37 sits in second. Charlier in the 11th third. Jimmy Plants in the 40. Kurt Haberdill in the 75 right behind Dale. They're dead even for that fourth position. Into 1 and 2. Oberzinski seems to be a little slow in that second turn. Everybody gangs up on him there, but down the straightaway still had the upper hand. Halfway this time by, Kurt Haberdill started to make tracks on the bottom in the 75. He's up to third. Haberdill again to the inside, trying to take second, maybe the lead. Charlier goes to the outside, down the back straightaway, 3 wide for second, into turn 3. Mark Oberzinski still your leader in the 61. Kurt Haberdill way down low, making a bid for the lead here, coming off of turn 4. 6 laps to go. Still Oberzinski, but maybe not. Habadell in the 75 underneath him. Down the straightaway for the lead. Kurt Habadell has the advantage as they race into turn 3. Jimmy Plant slowing in car 40. Plant's in car 40, slowing down on the top of the racetrack. Looks like he's got steering problems. Habadell is your leader with 5 to go. 5 laps to go. Jimmy Plant's in car 40 will take that car to the bottom of the racetrack and try and get it into the pits. Kurt Habadell, your leader. Here comes Mark Oberzinski back on the outside into turn 3. Side by side for the lead. Coming off of turn 4, we got a car stopping here on the front straightaway. The 60 of Jim, or the 40 of Jimmy Plant. Habadell and Oberzinski race into turn 1. The yellow is out. Your leader in the 75 is elected to go outside for the restart. He's on the throttle. He'll bring them up to speed. Off the 4th turn. Habadell leading 61. Mark Oberzinski still second. 37 Bernie Pitanowick third. 11 Dale Charlier fourth. 16 Darren Miller now fifth. After Jimmy Plant's misfortune in car 40, the Classic Motors 40. To go. Habadell comfortably in the lead. Kodak Gold Pearls Cafe 75. He was able to work lower through the corners to get into the lead. And now he's opening things up. Mark Oberzinski with another good run in the 61 second. Here are the closing laps. Bernie Pitanowick 37 third. Dale Charlier in the 11 fourth. Darren Miller 16 fifth. 2 to go. 2 laps remaining. Charlier in the 11, close to the wall in turn 1 that time. As high as you can go without scraping the paint. White flag waving for Kurt Habadell. Kodak Gold Pearls Cafe 75 through turns 3 and 4. For his 4th win this season, Kurt Habadell. Second to Mark Oberzinski, Bernie Pitanowick third, Dale Charlier fourth, Darren Miller. Complete your top 5. Kurt Habadell and the Alley Gang in victory lane for the 4th time this year in the Kodak Gold Pearls Cafe 75. And we want to thank Justin Gasper from Elwood City. He donated $100 tonight to Children's Hospital in their free care fund, and for that $100 donation, he will get 2 tickets to next week's NASCAR Winston Cup race at Watkins Glen, New York, and 2 VIP passes to the GM tent. All right, Don, things are taken care of up here. Back to you.
I believe this is Kurt's 4th win this year. You can correct me if I'm wrong. The Imperial chassis hooking up pretty good, but I think it was maybe a surprise. Mark Obrzezinski really getting tough.
Yeah, he was getting tough last week, and I told him tonight, we was talking before the feature, and I said he's going to be tough starting up on the front. And I just kept working at it, and really trying to keep the car feathered off the corners because the track was real hard getting off, and it seemed like I was going slower, but I was actually going faster.
You seem to be working better on certain parts of the Speedway. What was your strategy tonight?
Well, in the middle of the racetrack in both turns, it seemed like there were some real bumpy areas which were a little bit tacky, so I could get a hold of the racetrack. And when I couldn't get up on top, I had to get down in that tacky spot, and that seemed like where it went.
Yeah, the Imperial chassis, that's a chassis you and your brothers build. Very successful, and I take every opportunity we have to mention this to any fans up there that might be looking to get into this type of racing. A car like this ready to go, maybe not this car. What's an average price for a car ready to race?
You were probably, with motor and everything in the car, you'll probably get somewhere up between maybe $10,000 to $12,000 in the car.
Well, we want to congratulate you on another victory. Anybody you want to thank?
Oh, I got to thank Kodak, DNR Graphic, Chuck Thomas at Pearl's Cafe, and especially the whole crew. Without the crew, none of these cars would be here. And I want to thank all the fans for coming out.
And we thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Dow.
Thanks, Don. Congratulations to Kurt Habadell. He's also of Russ Matika, the 38 of Jim Steffens, and the 11 of Pete Loria. Following them will be the 3 of Tom Pascutis and the 51 of Ron O'Patchen. The 63 of Dave Beck and the 16 of John Ponikvar. The 00 of Dave Fulmer. 83 Robert Freshaw, the 12B of Bob Damron, and the 25 of Len Dobroszewski. 20 Dave Cook, and the 93 of Rick Walker, the 01 of Frank Schneider, Tony Shevchek in the 7Z. Dave Slade in the B4. And the 01, or the 18 of Don Briggs. Off of turn 4. We got cars jumping in the back of the pack. No green. Cars in the back of the pack jumping, according to our flagman Greg Wheeling. So we'll slow them down and try it again. Song Jr. is your leader in the 09. Stashadowski 57 runs second. Oh my, they are crowded down the back straightaway into turn 3. Push may come to shove. Let's see what happens. There goes Dave Beck in the 63X, Tony Shevchek in the 7Z, Robert Freshour in the 83, Dave Cook in the 20. And we may have another one here limping into the pits. Red car. It's the 12 of Bob Damron. Lead restart again. Ralph Heisong Jr. the 09, Stashadowski the 57, your front row. Green is out. Ralph Heisong Jr. takes off with the lead again. Ralph Heisong Jr. Car spinning is Pete Loria in the 11 in turn 2. He'll turn it back around. The green stays out. Now slowing down on the back straightaway in the 11. Now he's getting back up to speed. Ralph Pison Jr. is your leader in car 09. Willie White in the 55 second. Danny Rich in the 67X runs third. Sadowski's 57 and Jim Zarin in the 1C side by side for 4th and 5th. Behind them, the 10 of Jeff Bronaszewski and the 92 of Bob Hine. John Ponigvar fitting in car 16. The pace slowing down even more, and car number 11 may be headed to the pits. Ralph Pison Jr. continues to lead, and a pretty nice lead. Right now the race for second. Danny Rich in the 67 challenging the 55 of Willie White. Bronaszewski in the 10-4, Stashadowski in the 57-5. Yellow is out for the 11 of Pete Loria. Out. Ralph Pison Jr. continues to lead. Wind him up another time. Willie White in the 55 second. Bronaszewski in the 10 now the third. 57. Stashadowski fourth. Danny Rich in the 67X and Jim Zarin in the 1C right with Sadowski. 3 wide for fourth coming off a turn 4. 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go. Top 5, Ron Opatcha now moving into 5th and the 51. 57, Stashadowski still 4th. Jeff Bronaszewski's 10th, 3rd. The 55 of Willie White 2nd. And doing a fine job, your leader, the 09 of Ralph Pison Jr. 6 is the 1C of Jim Zarin. 67, Danny Rich 7. Russ Batik in the 17. Bob Hine the 92 battling for 8th. And Rick Walker's 93X runs 10th. Bronaszewski now in the 10 has worked his way alongside the 55 of Willie White for second. And Battle of Monte Carlos side by side for second. 9 laps are now down, 6 to go. Bronaszewski to second. Ron Opatcha in the 51 challenging Stashadowski's 57 for 4th. To go. Bronaszewski is closed in on your leader. Ralph Pison Jr. in the 09. Smiley's Tire, High-Song, Sitco, Brown's Auto Salvage 09 trying to hold off the Tomai's Towing Foster Construction 10 of Jeff Bronaszewski. Bronaszewski to the inside, alongside your leader in turn 4. He's able to make that car work on the low side of the speedway and takes the lead with 4 laps to go. in car 51 now fourth. Stashadowski into 57 fifth, and maybe going back another one as Jim Zarin in the 1C is on his outside in turn 3. Remaining, the white of the checkered being shown to Jeff Bronaszewski. Bronaszewski for a wild ride down the front straightaway in car 25. Fortunately gets it straightened around without getting sideways. White flag, final lap, Jeff Bronaszewski your leader. Looking for his 4th win this season. He leads the Spectator stock point standings. Tomai's Towing, Foster Construction, Slender U Toning and Tanning, Chrissy's Lounge, number 10. Through turns 3 and 4. Out of Coriopolis, taking the Spectator stock win tonight will be Jeff Bronaszewski. Ralph Highsong Jr. second. Ronald Patch able to get third there late in the race. Willie White in the 55-4. Jim Zarin's 1C. Complete your top 5. Patch and Steel Racing, but the race is over. Jeff Bronaszewski will be coming into victory lane here in car number 10. All right, he's quickly out of the car. Your Spectator stock winner. How about a nice hand for Jeff Bronaszewski?
Jeff, one of the interesting parts of every race night is when the heat winners have to pull a pill to determine the lineup. And I believe Ian pulled your pill, and they were teasing him because last week Dad pulled one that wasn't a real good one. Tonight it was a little better. It was invert 9, and everybody was kind of bummed out, but you turned that all around.
Yeah, we've been pulling invert 12 every time you come down to us, so we were happy with an 8 or 9.
It was like an improvement, huh? Well, maybe one of these nights, I got a feeling now next week you'll be 12th. You probably pull up a straight up, huh?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Hey, let's talk about the car. I want to mention Thursday you were down at Crivelli Chevrolet for the car cruise. I know they're involved with your car. I want you to tell us about some of the other ones that help you out.
Yeah, we got Foster Construction, Tomai's Towing, Slender U, Chrissy's Lounge, Bellevue Hardware, Barney Guillot, Classic Chevrolet, Tesla Electric, and Janoka Contracting.
A pretty good run. Some of your thoughts there, Ralph Highsong, you had your hands full with him.
Yeah, he was jagging us before the race because we gave him the pull, and I felt bad taking it away from him, but I'll give him the pull. I won't give him the win.
But he had a good run. He had a really good run.
Yeah, he does. He runs good, and I was real happy for him because we were just talking before the race that when he runs good, and he breaks, and that's what hurts him, but he's running good.
Well, we want to congratulate you on win number 4. Is the team going to have a party tonight, or how's this work?
I don't know. My wife's at home, so I'd like to say hello to her on the tape, and I wish she could be here, but she's watching our child, so.
Well, tell her to listen to Rapping on Racing, and she'll hear that. Congratulations on another nice win.
Thanks, Don.
All right, Dow.
All right, Don, thank you. Congratulations.